CIA hacking secrets have potentially been exposed here. WikiLeaks published thousands of documents revealing the agency's cyber espionage strategies.
The CIA hasn't commented on the authenticity of the documents. For more, though, we're going to turn to Theresa Payton, a cybersecurity analyst and former White House chief information officer. So thanks for joining us. This is just breaking. We were sort of frantically trying to read the latest information. There are a lot of documents that were released, over 8,000 documents and files. So explain to us what kind of information WikiLeaks is releasing.
So according to them, this is information that they got off of a network that is not connected to the rest of the networks. And the information that they say that they are going to be dumping online are the exploits that have been developed to be used on smart TVs, smart devices, the Internet of Things, to allow them to do surveillance. So if the allegations are true, and if indeed this is the source, they're actually dumping the code that's used to target these types of devices.
Really, this seems like it could potentially be very damaging for the CIA. And does it put undercover agents in danger here?
Depending on the information that's released, if it's not redacted correctly, that is a potential danger. The other thing I worry about is if this is indeed true and that code is being dumped, it will now be in the hands of cyber criminals and cyber terrorists. Will they be using this code against us in our homes, at our workplace, and our critical infrastructure? And so I think, as this unfolds and we look at the legitimacy of the leak, I think we've got some bigger things that we need to be worried about.
So according to WikiLeaks, the source of this information is arguing that there needs to be more public debate about how the U.S. uses cyber weapons. Do they have a point there?
The dialogue needs to happen. I've written books on this with a privacy lawyer to say that the work that we do for covert surveillance in the name of security, that in a great country like ours in America, that this needs to open up a dialogue, and we need to, as citizens, decide if we want to give up privacy in the name of proactive and reactive surveillance. And the good news about our country is we will have an open and healthy debate. But dumping code like this on the internet where it could end up in nefarious hands, I caution people, first of all, in being careful what websites you visit. And I caution people that might be curious, that might want to try and execute this code, that you could potentially be breaking the law. And so be very, very careful. I also don't want you to get infected by the code either.
That's a very good point. I know that the debate question is something that other leakers have brought up in the past before, but as you said, WikiLeaks claims that they redacted certain identifying pieces of information in the documents. But I got to be honest, WikiLeaks isn't known for taking these cautionary type steps. No. What do you make of that move? Is this a change here?
I mean, I think it is a responsible move that if you are going to put information on the internet, you redact sources and methods. But the fact remains, in thousands of lines of code, oftentimes programmers have handles that they use, and those are embedded in the code. So you know who wrote what module, who owns what module, so you can ask them questions, and chances are that has not been redacted.
So Theresa, I have to ask you, both Jamie and I are sitting here with our iPhones. I'm reading about how the CIA had a special unit dedicated to cracking Apple products. I don't know how much information is out there now, just for people like Jamie and I and everyone else who has an Apple product. What should we be doing? Should we be concerned?
CIA.
I mean, I think what you should be doing is looking for your product manufacturers to put out security patches, new releases, new operating systems. Make sure, of course, you're not clicking on links in emails or links on social media. Go to those legitimate websites of the product manufacturers, whether it's your Apple phone, your Droid phone, your smart TV, and be looking for security patches to come out in the coming weeks.
All right, Theresa Payton, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.